It's hard to tell who the serious candidates are in the city council races. They attract a lot of different candidates from a lot of different backgrounds. We had 126 filed on the first day of the week-long filing period. That was on Monday of this week. But it's difficult. You got to look at these petitions that they're turning in, these nominating signature petitions. If they are not containing enough valid signatures of voters in those wards, they'll be thrown off the ballot, provided someone challenges them. So we're entering into a season where there are going to be these challenges, and some people will stay on the ballot, others will be thrown off. So we don't really know yet even who's going to be on the ballot. Then when you look at who's a serious candidate, truly, money has become more and more of an issue. In the last couple elections, we've seen some of the most expensive council races. And that's largely because there's outside interest groups, including business and labor groups, that have increasingly sought to influence the makeup of the city council. This time around, there are a lot of leftist labor groups and others, including the Chicago Teachers Union, who say that they're going to be more involved than ever, that they've been galvanized by Mayor Emanuel's positions, which they find contrary to their bedrock democratic principles. They oppose his cuts that he's made, and they think that he should raise more revenue by basically soaking LaSalle Street, by soaking the rich and the corporations. I don't know that they have really started a movement yet. This remains to be seen. First of all, we don't see any more candidates than there were 4 years ago, at least not yet. That may change before the end of the filing period, but the initial signs are that there aren't as many candidates as last time around for the council. But more importantly, are they going to be serious candidates? There are actual members of the Chicago Teachers Union that are running in different wards. There's one running, for instance, in the 33rd Ward against Alderman Mell. So these are different races where we'll see if CTU really, without Karen Lewis, is able to help their allies and really make a difference. Then the mayor has his own political action committee, or I should say, more specifically, his allies have created this committee, and it's raised a lot of money. But with the mayor's approval rating so low, do people want his endorsement, or will it hurt them more than it helps them in the election? Well, one thing that we've seen in the last few years is that not only are there some candidates who are out there and who have a lot of baggage, but there are some actual good candidates that come really out of nowhere, at least in the political sense. We've had neophytes win in the last couple of elections against establishment candidates. The first time we saw a real impact of gentrification was in the 32nd Ward in 2007, where Scott Wagispack beat Ted Matlack, who was sort of this classic machine candidate. And Wagispack was running for the first time without any of the traditional groups that might support an aldermanic candidate who is successful. He did, though, benefit from having a YouTube video called "I've Been Matlacked Again," and it was kind of a catchy song that I guess went somewhat viral back in '07.
I've been matlacked again. We've been matlacked again.
Another similar case was in the 47th Ward, where Rahm Emanuel lives and endorsed the Fighting 47th Democratic Organization's candidate, who lost to a guy that we had never heard of before the election, a young guy named Mihalopoulos, who's since become the first Asian alderman. And so I think there's a good chance in some of these wards that there will be credible candidates sort of coming out of nowhere and showing that they can take advantage of incumbents who are not really responsive to their constituents, who may have grown complacent, or who may be depending on others to bail them out.